This is the noob, and this is the AI conversation. So, I am going to get this out of the way up front. I am not a fan of generative AI. Um, if you just wanted a long story short, that's it. But this conversation is actually, in this video, is being preempted by a conversation I had a couple of days ago. Somebody called me, it was a guy who was helping me with my current game project, and he literally spent hours on the phone with me trying to get me to start using generative AI. And for one thing, I don't know why these AI bros are so big into getting everybody else on that train with them. But two, that along with other messages I've gotten online, even, people who have come onto the RC Basic forum over the last year talking about why I'm not integrating AI more. I've gotten it in some private messages from some people and stuff. I do not think AI and generative AI has any business in games or art in general. And this is coming from a guy who's a programmer by trade, not really an artist. I wanted to hire an artist for the 2 game projects I'm working on, but I couldn't find one. So I'm doing all the art for those myself right now. And I'm fine with that if it means maintaining some sense of integrity. I haven't talked about it much, but since last year, I think. But I know I made a video last year about it when I did get laid off from my previous job. And instead of going to immediately find a new job, I decided to take what I had saved up from savings and what I had left from my 401k, and I went all in on starting my own indie game studio. This is basically what I do full time for a living now, and in that, with the rise of generative AI and stuff around that time, and especially how prevalent it is now, I find myself having to face these moral arguments. For me, it is moral with people all the time. Like, if this is a business for you, why are you not just using generative AI? Why don't you just have the AI make all your art and make all your music, and the AI will write all the code for you? I'm like, if the AI just does everything for you, what was the point? And I think that's the thing too. People talk about how when digital art came around, people were a lot of people weren't in favor of that. But I think it's different because digital artists were already artists to begin with. People who weren't into drawing didn't just start picking up digital tablets and stuff. That's not what happened. It's people who were already drawing, and they saw, I can draw on a computer, let me try that out. Some people liked it and some people didn't, but that skill just transferred over. AI is different because you could literally take a keyboard and throw it up against a wall, and the AI will generate something. Because it's not a skill. Prompting is not a skill. That's like saying, asking somebody to do something for you is a skill. I think, if people just think about it long enough, they realize, okay, it's not really skill. And, these people who are saying, because I got this in that conversation with that guy, you're expressing your creativity. It's just helping you express your creativity through, I forgot all the nonsense he said because I didn't really pay much mind to it. But the expressing creativity is an act, and I feel like that action needs to be intentional. I did all the art for Battle Record Grazor, that my current game that's on Steam, and I'll acknowledge it's not great. You know, I'm not an artist. Yeah, I have very, very limited art skills, but I wanted something that felt like it came from me personally. Not that I necessarily wanted to do all the art in that game from the beginning, but it's like the guy who did the music for that game, I worked with him at one of my previous jobs, so I don't want to give out the companies I worked for necessarily. But, excuse me, like when he sent me the first drafts for some of the music for some of those levels, I wasn't really feeling it. So I remember being able to tell him, hey, this is the mood I'm going for in that level, and I just want to hear, like, you know, how you approach it from that mood and stuff. And when he sent it back to me, it wasn't what I was imagining in my head, but I felt like he, like, you know, he had kind of brought what I was thinking out to life through his perspective as a musician. And it's something where you like that level of collaboration where you're not only, you know, expressing your creativity, but, you know, you're connecting with people, and you can't do that with AI. Yes, you can create a product that's technically competent and stuff, and it'll be of like much higher quality on a technical basis than like what a human can make. I am not discounting the quality of AI generated output. I'm questioning the purpose. That's what I mean by it being a moral and ethical line for me. If you know you had AI generate like the Mona Lisa, is it gonna be more valuable than what Da Vinci made just because it's technically more accurate to proportions and it's gonna get every detail right and stuff? And my answer to that personally would be no. The Mona Lisa isn't valuable because it was just a really technically refined painting. It was valuable because of the guy who painted it. You know, it's, you know, that level of connection, that not just to people but to history and stuff in this case, is something that you're not going to replicate with artificial intelligence because its output doesn't matter. And I think that's kind of my thoughts on AI in a nutshell. The output of AI is going to be technically competent. It's going to be, you know, efficiently produced, and it's going to be probably higher quality than anything that I could produce on my own. But it's completely pointless. And those were my thoughts on AI. I'm gonna ask if you are new to my channel to please give me a like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, and also I will be including a link to my current game, Battle Record Grazor, in the description. I'm currently working on a sequel to that game, as well as a 3D turn-based RPG under the name Project Ambient right now. Next week's video is going to be basically a devlog going over my progress in both of those games. I'll show off the new stuff I've added, stuff I've been working on and stuff, and I'm going to continue doing that every week. The videos will be coming out at the same time, so I'd appreciate it if you give me a like, subscribe, and follow me on this journey to completing both of those games and hopefully growing my game studio. And this is the Noob, and I will talk to you later. See ya.